coming to you from the Area Command 392 miles west of Kodiak Beach, North Carolina. Guys, it's pretty bright out here in the snow. It's snowing. Let me turn this camera around so you can see what's going on here. We've got about 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground right now, and it's been snowing since 3 o'clock this morning. The weather forecast says that it's going to continue to snow for all day long, and the heaviest snow is going to be after. Snow everywhere. There have been some people that left this apartment complex already today, but I don't think they're going very far because almost everything is closed here in Morganton. I had a package that was supposed to be delivered today, and it hasn't been delivered because of the snow. Okay, now you got me back here. Anyway, guys, it's crazy. It really is. They've been talking about snow since before Christmas, and this is the first time we've seen some snow here since they've been talking about it. Okay, this is what's going on here. Like I said, there's about 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground right now, and even more is happening. As you can see, the trees are covered with snow, and this is heavy snow. This is very heavy snow. Now, are they ready? I hope so. They've been talking about this storm happening for over a week now. As we told you before, last week we had ice. Down below all this snow here on our back patio, we have 3 inches of ice. So we have now probably almost a total of 10 inches of snow and ice on the back patio. Now, we've been talking about this. We've been telling people to be prepared. We've been doing everything necessary to make sure that people are going to survive this. We've been on Facebook Live. We've done just about everything possible. I put out messages all over the internet, all over Facebook, all over YouTube, even on Rumble. We've been warning everybody. This is a monster storm. As we said during this past week, everything in the central United States and east is going to see this snow. A little bit earlier, I got a message from not a family member, but a friend of mine in Texas. Down in Houston, they're seeing snow. That's incredible. That's really incredible. Texas has not seen this kind of snow in quite some time, several years. It knocked out power. Years ago, it knocked out power in Texas. They had real problems with that. Knocked out power for several days. Yes, it's possible. This storm may knock out power again. In Tennessee, 1 week after the ice storm this weekend, which knocked out power for over 800,000 people. As of yesterday, 100,000 people were still without power. Now they have been getting hammered since yesterday with snow. Everybody's getting it, guys. Everybody. They're getting snow into northern Florida as well. Jacksonville and Tampa north is getting snow. Jacksonville and Tampa is probably only going to see a dusting, I hope. Those people down there don't know how to deal with snow. People there are retirees, unfortunately. I hope everybody's prepared. We've been talking about preparedness for a long, long time. We've been talking about water, food, jackets, heavy-duty shoes and boots, mittens and gloves and hats. Can cause all kinds of problems. We've told you about this. If you haven't seen these programs, go back throughout this week and watch these programs where we talked about this storm. After the storm blows through, on the backside of the storm, temperatures are going to go below zero. They're going to go below zero. After the ice storm last weekend, temperatures were down in the teens and single digits. This time, the backside of the storm is going to have temperatures below zero. Are you prepared? Even the below zero temperatures can knock out power and can make life very rough. Do you have family you need to check on, to keep in communication with? Do you have a way to recharge your phones if they become discharged to any extent? Do you have a way to keep light on in your house if the power goes out? If not, I'm going to ask you the question, why not? We've been doing preparedness programs for the last 6.5 years, nearly 7 years now. April 3rd, it will be 7 years that we've been on the air talking about emergency preparedness. That's what this channel is all about, emergency preparedness. Okay? Does anyone have any questions for me? My buddy Surgery's in northern Utah. He's saying he hopes everything is well with everyone. I hope it is. I really do. Hope everyone is okay. Hope everyone health. I wouldn't want to wish anything bad on anyone. We've been praying for everyone. We want you to understand you are important. Everyone in our Emergency Management Associates family is important. And even those people that are not on our program, you are important. And we hope you learn to be able to survive emergencies and disasters. That's why we're here. That is specifically why we do this program. Okay? Kyle's asking my thoughts on President Trump. Yes, I do support him. Okay? Now, that message was deleted for a reason. We're not here to talk about politics right now. Okay? Yes, I do support what's been going on. I want you to know that. There's a reason. There's a reason. I will go into that maybe later this afternoon. But be advised, this message today is about preparedness, emergency preparedness. Evelyn B. is asking the question, if the networks go down, what are you going to do? Your charged phone will be of little benefit. Your charged phone will be of little benefit. But if the networks go down, you might also still be able to use text messaging. I learned that a long time ago when I was in California doing a disaster drill, and when we had to go real world after a major earthquake hit, April 3rd, 2000. I'm sorry, April 3rd, 2010. April 3rd, 2010. They had a 7.1 earthquake just south of the border. That earthquake knocked out windows of skyscrapers. Window glass fell 20, 30 stories from the air and landed on the pavement, and the sidewalks below it. And when the glass hit the pavement, it blew up like a bomb. It exploded. We went on the air, well, we weren't on the air here, but we went on the air with our telephones, and we're trying to notify people what was going on. But guess what? Cell towers went down. We were not able to verbally communicate, but we found out that text messaging did get through. Text messaging did get through. You can text message 911 now. Because of that, San Diego, April 3rd, 2010. They found out text messaging does get through, and now they teach it. They teach it. They teach it at the highest levels at FEMA. They teach classes on emergency communications at FEMA. Messaging work even if the cell towers are down. Okay? I want everybody to be aware of what's happening. All this information is very important, guys. It's very important. Rebecca's here in the chat. Rebecca also lives in Fairfield, North Carolina. Rebecca, how is the snow over there? Cozy, will there be freezing temperatures in Fort Myers, Florida? Possibly. Now, I understand Fort Myers is further south, way further south. Yes, it's possible that you might get freezing temperatures down there. It's happened before. I remember a time when they were, and they couldn't get it off the ground because of freezing temperatures. And then when they did launch it, the space shuttle blew up because the rubber grommets, the rubber seals on the boosters of the rocket, froze because of freezing temperatures. And as a result, the rocket motors burst, causing the spacecraft and all aboard not to survive. So I know for a fact that it gets freezing temperatures down at Cape Canaveral, down at Kennedy Space Center, Fort Myers, Orlando, all that area. Yes, it does. But guys, are you presently able to weather the storm? Are you able to weather the storm? I hope so. Country kind of crazies here in the chat saying the death count can't possibly include the homeless. That's possibly true. That's possibly true. I don't know that. I will find out more about that later today. I'll go on the internet and I'll talk to people that know. But guys, please understand this. Emergency Management Associates on YouTube is for you and everyone else. For everybody. I would urge everybody to please subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe, there's a little bell icon right next to the subscription button. Click on that little bell icon. Excuse me. When you click on that little bell icon, a drop-down menu of 3 items is going to pop up. Click on the top item, all. Click on the word all. That should get you notified when we come on the air, whenever we come on the air. Usually we come on there between 4 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sometimes a little bit later if there's something going on. But we usually come on the air between 4 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. If we come on the air at night or early in the morning, or if we come on the air at any time period, that's because there's an emergency somewhere, either here in the United States or elsewhere in Europe or anywhere else we need to talk about. We've come on the air at many times, day or night, when there have been emergencies. Now, it could be a weather emergency. It could be a shooting in progress. It could be a plant explosion. A facility explosion anywhere. It's happened before. It could be a tsunami from an earthquake. It could be a major earthquake anywhere. In an emergency, we will come on the air to talk about it. We've done it before, we're going to do it again. Always do that. Again, please subscribe to our channel. We want you here. We want your family here. We want your friends and neighbors here. Please do that, guys. Please do that. If you work. Talk to your employer. talk to your employee friends about our channel, because they need to know about it as well. We talk about emergencies that might affect them and their work. That's why we're here. Do we have any other questions here? Any other questions? One day in time says prayers for all during the storm. Please take care of each other. We echo that sentiment. Surgery is one of my dearest friends. We've been friends for 7 years now, maybe longer, 8 years. But he's saying there in downtown Salt Lake City, there have been numerous water main pipe breaks. That's because of the had extreme cold. They've also had some snow. Rebecca says they got into a dry air patch, and most of the storms are in the west and the east of them in Fayetteville. Wow. That means Fayetteville was spared from the storm. That was possibly expected. The forecasters here in North Carolina said there would be air pockets that would have dry air in them where they wouldn't see the storm. I guess that's happened in Fayetteville. That's wild. That's wild. Does anybody else have questions here? Boston said he's up. That's great. Boston Bill, we appreciate you being here. Are there other weather emergencies or other things happening around this country that we are not aware of? We'd love to know about it. Let me know. We'll talk about it. Renee Sevi is here in North Carolina, also near Shelby. She says it's still snowing heavily in Shelby as well. I think 8 inches have fallen so far. Wow. And guys, yes, we may have 8 inches on the ground now. It's still snowing right now. Jose Estrada is here. Thank you for being here, Jose. We appreciate you. Please subscribe to this channel as well. Rebecca says it feels like -5 in Fayetteville. That's wild. -5 degrees. That's bitter cold. Jose Estrada says, just quakes for me, Winters, California. Yeah. Jose, where do you live in California? We've talked about earthquakes in California this week. Again, for those of you that don't watch this channel usually, we've talked about the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault in Southern California is ready to give up its fury. The San Andreas Fault in Southern California is locked and loaded. They are expecting a 7.5 to an 8.0 major quake. They are expecting a 7.5 magnitude major quake in Southern California. That includes Los Angeles, all the way down into Mexico as well. When the San Andreas Fault, the whole area of that region will be affected. The whole region will be affected. And it will be a terrible experience for everyone, I'm sure. The San Andreas Fault leaves Los Angeles and goes over to the east side of the Imperial. There's Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Orange County, Imperial County to the east, and San Diego County to the west. When that earthquake hits, it's just not going to be Los Angeles that's going to feel the fury of that quake. It's going to be echoed over in San Diego County, Imperial County. That earthquake is going to be felt over in Arizona, possibly even into New Mexico. Nevada is going to feel it as well. It's going to be a major earthquake. It's going to be echoed all the way down into New Mexico as well. History with Mr. E says, I feel like a Greek patrician listening to the courtyard in the courtyard of Socrates. That's wild. Hadn't even thought about that. History says, I've learned so much here. I appreciate that. I hope so. That's what this channel is about, is learning. Learning. If we don't learn anything, guess what? We're lost. We're lost. A lot of people are lost, unfortunately. A lot of people are lost. It happens. Anyway, guys, does anybody have any other questions here? History is asking, did you have any favorite books in 2025? There's all kinds of books that I read here. You ought to see my library upstairs. I read everything from history. I read all kinds of things about geography. I read all kinds of things about geology. Everything. Everything. Jose says, I feel you're our only hope. Oroville Dam got 23 feet of water in one night. Yes, I'm aware of that. The Oroville Dam in California got 23 feet of water into it overnight. Now, they have said that they believe there's an underground spring that sprung a leak and the water came into the Oroville Dam. That's what they believe happened. And then the Oroville Dam overflowed again. They weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting that kind of water to go into the dam that quickly. Usually doesn't even happen overnight. Never. But in this case it did. In this case it did. Now guys, we need to be prepared. The Oroville Dam also sits on an earthquake fault. Now, your reservoirs in California and other places contain a lot of water, don't they? Guess what? If you haven't already figured out, weight. There's a lot of weight in water. And that weight could also shift the earthquake faults. The water can affect earthquake faults as well, causing an earthquake. It's possible. I don't know of any facts to support the idea where there have been earthquakes because of reservoirs. But I know the scientists have talked about it. Country Kind of Crazy is saying here in the chat, we are experiencing dizziness. I live in southern Kentucky. What's the chances that the new matter fault could rupture? There's a very good chance. There is a very good chance that the new matter fault could rupture. I talked about that earlier this week as well. Now guys, I do not expect the new matter fault to rupture to an extent where it would completely tear apart the countryside there, at least for the next 2 years. Yes, there is a remote possibility it could happen at any time. But I fully expect sometime in the next 2 years for the new matter fault to pop. And that pop on the new matter fault is going to be an 8.0 earthquake. It's going to be an 8.0 earthquake. Why did I say 2 years? 3 years ago, All that was happening on the pneumatic fault was tremors. Small, tiny tremors. 1.2, 1.52, 1.67, 1.72 type of tremors. That was all that was happening. 3 years ago, you guys were asking me, Ron, what's going on with the pneumatic fault? And I told you. I gave you that information. Then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, things really started ramping up. We started just not having tremors, but we had minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes with magnitudes of 2.0 to 2.9. Since then, the last year and a half, we have seen earthquake levels of 3.5 to 4.5 earthquakes happening on the pneumatic fault. That's the kind of increase we've seen. Now, if this is true, which it is, with that kind of seismic increase, I can only think what's going to happen within the next 2 years. That's why I'm saying 2 years. Now, I might be wrong. It might happen after that. But what I'm saying and basing my theory on is if it ramps up that quick, as it is done, and I showed that to you over the last 2.5 years, I've shown you the computer readouts, which are called seismograms. Seismographs are machines that sit on the ground with sensors that go deep into the ground that tell us of earthquakes that are happening, including those tiny tremors. I've shown you the seismograms up on the pneumatic fault. And now the earthquake magnitudes have ramped up all the way up to 4.5 magnitude earthquakes have been happening on the pneumatic fault as of late. That's why I'm saying that. Jose Estrada says his sister lives in Colima, Mexico. A lot of quakes that way as well. Yes, guess what? The United States Geological Survey, the preeminent seismic agency of the world, hardly reports earthquakes in southern Mexico at all. At all. There were 42 earthquakes in southern Mexico yesterday. By southern Mexico, I'm talking about from Puerto Vallarta south to Guatemala. 42 earthquakes. They have had as many as 75 earthquakes in the past week and a half. 75 earthquakes. Earthquakes that measure anywhere from 2.5 minor earthquakes all the way up to 4.7. 4.7. 2 weeks ago in southern Mexico, they had a 5.0 large quake. Unreal. Grateful Girl says her sister does not believe this. She wants to see it in mainstream news. Guess what? If the United States Geological Survey is not reporting it on their maps, they're also not telling the mainstream media. It's not going to happen. Let me give you a for instance. There was a media organization here in North Carolina. They reported a 2.5 earthquake over in South Carolina. They reported a 2.5 earthquake near Lubbock, South Carolina. Right after that, I sent them a seismogram picture of the seismic activity in that area. It wasn't just a 2.5 earthquake. It was a 3.5 earthquake in Lubbock, South Carolina. Again, the United States Geological Survey is not telling the truth at all. They don't want the truth to go out. This grateful girl, I pray also that the eyes of people will be open. Yes, there are people like the news media that doesn't report much of anything. There are also people that are blinded. They don't want to see what's going on. It's like they have their hand in front of them or a mask over their eyes. They don't want to see what's happening. They refuse to see the truth. They refuse to acknowledge what's happening. Now, guys, all this stuff is happening right now. Okay? I can guarantee you, I can put my hand on a stack of Bibles and guarantee you that there are a large number of quakes in southern Mexico today. Northern Mexico has also experienced its share of quakes as well, but not as many as southern Mexico. That's going to increase. Now, I haven't seen the earthquakes in Central America today, but usually we have anywhere from I say 12 to 20 earthquakes in Central America as well. Down in South America yesterday, they had 42 earthquakes. They have experienced as many as 100 earthquakes in southern Mexico in the past 2 weeks and 1 day. 100 earthquakes in South America in 1 day. Happens. But again, USGS reports 2, 3, maybe 4 earthquakes in South America. They never report the truth. You have to go over the European agency to see what's actually happening. The EMSC, the European Seismological Agency, will show it on their website. They also have maps I have on my devices. I've shown you those earthquakes before. They are still happening. Just because the U.S. agency doesn't show it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Okay? My buddy Sergey's here in the chat, which I greatly appreciate. He and I spoke the other day. He talked to me about his new job at the Veterans Administration. That's a great job. Sergey's a great guy. Like I said, I've known him for a lot of years. Anyway, guys, do you have any more questions for me? I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, or try to answer them. If I don't have the answers right now, I will get the answers for you. You can send me an email. Email your questions. Email your ideas, your comments that you'd like to see about this program. We'll make sure those comments get answered, and we'll come here with those ideas on our live programs. We will implement those ideas on our live programs. I promise you that. Jose says your words are more important than you know. Thank you. I appreciate that. One day at a time, says the veil is thinning. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Grateful Girl's asking, how does it look in Chino Hills? Quite honestly, the USGS this past week especially has not been reporting all the earthquakes anywhere in Southern California, including Chino Hills. They actually, and I believe this, they scrubbed the earthquakes off of the seismograms. They scrubbed or deleted, erased the earthquake energy that was on the seismogram. They erased it. It's not showing. In the past weeks, past months, Chino and Chino Hills has been having minor earthquakes and tremors. Tremors being, again, 1.0 to 1.9 in magnitude. Those tremors can't be felt. The minor earthquakes 2.0 to 2.9 cannot be felt, but by maybe very sensitive people. Those earthquakes have been happening. But this past week, Those earthquakes have been erased by the agency. Caltech, in the California Technical Institute, that provides the seismograms together with USGS, have erased the data. Not just in Chino Hills and Chino, but throughout Southern California, they have erased the data. They're hardly showing anything but tremors all over Southern California, and that's not just realistic. It's not realistic at all. There are more than just tremors in Southern California, and everybody knows it. But they have erased the other earthquakes as well, which is sad. Hurricane Heather says she has to go walk her puppy. That's wonderful. Heather, please be careful out there. Please be careful out there. Trish Killian's here. Thank you for coming on today with an extra program, Ron. Please pace yourself, and you and Carol have a great day. We will. Thank you for that, Trish. We really will. Carol keeps her thumb on. No, she doesn't keep her thumb on me. But she tries to keep me realistic. She tries to keep me on the ball and keep me going and doing the things I need to do for her, us, and our dogs and our family. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave you here in just a minute. Renee Sevi says roads have deteriorated here in North and South Carolina because of the snow. She's right, they have. If you don't, as I said during this week, if you don't have to go out in the sub, don't. Absolutely stay home. The states of North and South Carolina have issued a travel advisory. They've also issued an emergency declaration for people to stay home. Shelter in place. Shelter in place, guys. Stay home, stay off the roads. Stay completely off the roads. That's to your benefit. That's to your benefit. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to get off the air here and let you go. It's the middle of the day here on Saturday. Most people want to spend it with their families, and so do I. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. I really do. Please be safe out there. If you are living in an area with snow, there's going to be heavy snow this weekend. Heavy snow between Greenville and Columbia, South Carolina is being reported now. I'm reporting snow in North Carolina here. All throughout North Carolina, except in spots such as Fairfield that is in a dry air area. There are dry air areas that are going to not have snow. That may also change. Those dry air areas may not have snow now, but it could change. Be safe out there. Obey the law. Obey the law. Obey the speed limits. Now, guys, it might say 65 miles per hour on the signs along the side of the freeway. That does not mean you need to travel 65 miles an hour down the highway in the snow. That is not driving for safe conditions. These are not safe, very dangerous conditions. Slow the heck down. Slow the heck down, guys. Carol says slow it down. She's absolutely right. Be safe out there, guys. Now, guys, we are getting a lot of snow. No, it's not normal. This is not normal. Now, there was one time since I've been here about 5 or 6 years now. I don't remember exactly, but I've been here nearly 6 years. In the 6 years I've been here, there's only been one time when we got maybe 6 or 7 inches on the ground, and within about 4 or 5 days, most of that snow was gone. Guys, this is not normal. We may see more snow than this. Like I said, right now we maybe have 6 or 7 inches on the ground, and it's supposed to snow even more tonight. Most of this storm is going heavy tonight into tomorrow. Make sure you have winter clothes. Make sure you have jackets. Make sure you have coats. Make sure you have beanie caps. Make sure you have ski masks to protect your skin. There's going to be low temperatures here. These temperatures into the teens, the single digits, and especially below zero temperatures can freeze your flesh on your face, your arms, your hands, your body. That's not fun. Stay warm out there. Protect yourself. Don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Iceland, guys, has volcanoes. I believe they've either had a volcanic eruption or they're going to have a volcanic eruption in Iceland very soon. Yes, we've had these large earthquakes going up the Mid-Atlantic Fault. Those Mid-Atlantic Fault earthquakes are going 5.2 earthquake. It happens. It happens. Guys, I ask God to bless you. I ask God to be with you. Always. Always, guys. Please know that I love you. I care about each one of you. That's why we're on the air right now. Making sure you have the information necessary to do what you need to be doing. God bless you. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Have a great day, guys. Be safe. We love you. Take care. God bless. See you tomorrow on our Sunday school class at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon with Come Follow Me, the Savior said. We're going to be talking about Genesis chapter 4. We'll see you soon. God bless.
Okay, now we can talk.
YouTube hasn't released the channel.
Huh? What did you hear?
There, they just did. They just released the channel.